O mga kababayan, nag-viral. Nag-viral ang footage sa ito na kung saan makikita natin mga kababayan ang kokak. Kokak ng palasyo. Kasama si Alan Peter Cayetano, si senator mga kababayan. Ayan magkatabi sila mga kababayan at nag-usap. At sasabihin natin, hindi ito kasalanan ni Senator Alan Peter Cayetano Nagkita sila ni Admiral dahil inimbita lang siya mga kababayan ng Filipino-Chinese Chamber mga kababayan dahil anibersaryo ngayon pagkakaibigan sa kalakalan ng mga Inchik at mga Pilipino mga kababayan. Inimbita din si Admiral. Nagkataon lang mga kababayan na nagpang-abot sila at nag-usap ng bahagya. Bahagya lang nag-usap. Ano kaya sinabi niya Cayetano dito kay kay Admiral mga kababayan Gayon pa man, usap-usapan. Pero ang mas interesting mga kababayan ay habang nakikinig yung sabi nila, palaka o penguin sa speech si Cayetano. Pinupush mga kababayan ni Senator Alan na huwag nating tigilan itong pag-imbestiga dito sa issue sa flood control fund na kung saan ayon sa mga Marines kasamang tumanggap itong mga palaka mga kababayan. Panoorin niyo po eto. Grabe, GMA News mga kababayan, talagang nagpaparazzi sila nag-usap si Cayetano, binulungan si Palaka. Sabi, kukat. Wala natin Pero hindi natin ito kahit nag-usap sila mga kababayan o kung ano man ang kanilang pinag-usapan, hindi natin binibigyan ito ng sasabihin natin na nag-traitor na si Alan Peter Cayetano dahil kung nag-traitor pa siya mga kababayan, hindi na siya nakikipaglaban sana dito sa gusto ng Palasyo Malacanang. Siguro nagiging civil lang siya mga kababayan at mabuti na rin yung parang keep your enemies closer ba? dahil hindi siya nag-traitor. Malalaman natin mag-traitor yan mga kababayan kung nakibangag na rin yan doon sa kabila. Or ipapasan niya ang tsa-tsa or ipapa-impeach siya si VP Sara. Now, habang hindi pa, naniniwala tayo kay Senator Alan Peter Cayetano mga kababayan na hindi siya magpapauto dito sa mga palakang ito. Tingnan nyo, binulungan, umiwas pa si Lisa. Anong akala ni Lisa? Hahalikan siya ni Cayetano? Don't kiss me. Anong amoy? Senator, anong amoy? Amoy ba? Amoy dagat dahil Admiral yan ng Coast Guard grabe Sige. Habang mga kababayan nagchika-chika sila, sige, tinawag bilang panauhing pandangal nagbigay ng kanyang speech mga kababayan si Senator Alan. At dito ang interesting mga kababayan dahil pati yung issue sa flood control, diniscuss niya sa harap mismo ni Lisa. Sinasabing nakatanggap din ng maleta. Ang daming maleta daw. Senator Alan, pasok. Good evening.
Allow me to talk a little bit about a parallel to a biblical story to the journey of the Filipino-Chinese. The Bible talks about...
Alam nyo ba? Ngayon, di ba, kabilang yan, di ba, si Admiral sa anti-China na narratives mga kababayan. Kaya nga naging Coast Guard yan ng Admiral dahil, Admiral ng Coast Guard dahil gusto nilang makipaglaban mga kababayan sa Coast Guard ng China. Ngayon, nakipiesta mga kababayan doon sa mga Inchik. Nakilamierda. At dati-rati mga kababayan, ang mga negosyo ng Admiral na yan, mga kliyente niya sa kanyang law firm mga Inchik, Pogo. At nung naupo na sila mga kababayan, binana ang Pogo. Naging Pigo mga kababayan. Pilipino na ang nagsusugal ang mga animal.
A persistent widow. There was this widow who suffered injustice, but she couldn't get justice. So she
Sino
went
yan?
to the judge in his office and said, "Judge, give me justice."
Sinong judge yan? Kung judge ngayon ng Marcos, disgrasya na.
The judge said, "I don't fear God, I don't fear people," did not listen to the widow. So the widow went back day after day after day. She was not listened to. So he went to his house. Probably talked to his wife, probably waited outside and told the judge, Judge, please give me justice. Because she was so persistent, the judge finally came out and said,
Nakulitan si Judge.
I don't fear God nor man. But because
Sige, wag kang mag-fear. Tandaan mo, memento mori. Oh, yan lang ang tandaan natin mga kababayan. Memento mori. Lahat tayo mamamatay.
you are so persistent, dahil ang kulit-kulit mo,
Mm.
tell me what I can do and I will give you justice. Growing up in the 1980s, talking about the American dream, I did not really feel that in the US. My mother's American.
Kaya pala, Tisoy.
But I did not see the possibility of an American dream here in the Philippines. But any one of us who had a Filipino-Chinese friend had that story of someone coming from China in the 50s, 40s, or 60s, wearing plain jeans, a plain white or black t-shirt, maybe a jacket, slippers, starting in a restaurant, in a hotel, maybe sa City Hall ni Mayor Isko,
Andyan din si Scooby.
starting in a manufacturing company. After 5 years, nakabihis na. Medyo nasa supervisor na. After 10 years, manager na. After 25 years, siya na ang may-ari ng kumpanya.
After 50 years, patay na. Memento mori. Tandaan din natin yan mga kababayan na always remember that all of us will die.
That was my impression of the
Kayong mga Marcos kayo o hari-harian kayo ngayon. Memento mori.
American dream growing up, looking at the success of the Filipino-Chinese. Maybe at this time, I just want to acknowledge Dr. Lucio Tan, of course, the Chairman Emeritus of the Federation. Mr. Victor Lim, thank you very much, sir, Mr. President, for the invitation. Your Excellency, Ambassador of China, Ambassador Kwan, thank you for the friendship of your country and our country. The ambassadors, Your Excellencies, especially of ASEAN, thank you for being here tonight. Ambassador Francis Chua, Honorary President, the immediate past President, a brother in Christ, Dr. Cecilio Pedro, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Mr. Angel No, Tito Angel, Honorary President, Domingo Yap, Honorary President, Jimmy Tang, Honorary President, John K. Tan, Honorary President, Dr. Alfonso Uy, Honorary President, and Mr. Tan Ching, Honorary
Tan-Ching.
President. Napakarami yung President para kayong Senate.
Para Senado, maraming Senate President. O ano sabi mo? 'Di ba mayroong Senate President ang Malacanang? Oh, andyan ang Admiral, 'di ba? Kausap po si Palaka.
Mr. Jeffrey Nang, Executive Vice President. So after my youth in the 1980s, I became councilor in 1992, 21 years old. Wala pong Chinese community masyado sa Taguig. Wala pang BGC at that time. So, yung exposure ko sa Chinese community came on 1998 when my dad was elected senator and I was elected congressman. And from an American dream, para bang usual suspect ang Filipino-Chinese businessman. Whether he was small, micro-entrepreneurship, medium, or a big businessman, parating target ng BIR, target ng DOJ, target ng customs. If you remember, you invited me sometime 2013 because BIR Commissioner Henares was supposed to be your keynote speaker during your anniversary. But instead of congratulating you, if you remember, she scolded you about paying the right taxes. And when she left, I think I was there the next day, some of you were telling me, sir, why is the BIR scolding us? When most of us here are importers and traders, we deal more with the Bureau of Customs than there. And we were even given an award by the Bureau of Customs last month. So my point is perception and reality. After I was told that, sabi ko, bakit hindi niyo ako ini-invite? Nagbigay pa kayo ng award sa lahat ng nasa gobyerno, Filipino-Chinese. Sabi nila, ba't ka namin bibigyan ng award? Amerikano ka. Amerikano nanay mo.
Half.
Sabi ko, my grandfather, Blas Luna, is Chinese. His daughter, Juliana Luna, is half Chinese, which was my father's mother. Kaya kami nagkalupa sa Pateros because my great-grandfather was a Chinese surveyor.
Pero yung mga Chinese na nandito mga kababayan, Pilipino na yan ang mga ugali eh. Pinoy na.
Again, perception and reality. Sometime in 2018, President Xi Jinping visited the Philippines.
Oh, dahil kay Tatay Digong.
Announced that it is the golden age of the relationship
Sayang nga nagka-COVID
between China and the Philippines. I'm not a man of regret. Just like Mayor Isko, we face troubles every day, see where God brings us and try to do our best. Di ba, Mayor? Ganun yung buhay But there's only one thing looking back that I regret, that I had to resign to run for Congress and to run for Speaker before signing the joint exploration between the Philippines and China. No, weeks lang sana inabot ko yung signing. If we signed that, hindi sana ganun kalaki ang problema natin ngayon
Sa langis.
presyo ng langis at saka ng natural gas. Because it takes 5 to 7 years for that. We could have
Sayang.
signed it in 2018. Perception. Everyone against it and against China was saying, it's not a fair deal. China was willing to give us a deal better than Malampaya and Shell. They were willing to give us that deal.
Ganyan mga kababayan ang ugnayan ng China at Pilipinas dati. Ngayon sinira ni Bangag Tapos andyan pa yung palaka mga kababayan, pasali-sali sa celebration.
But because of all the noise and perception rather than reality, we were not able to do that. One thing I noticed about Chinese Filipinos and Chinese in general, when people see crisis, you see opportunity. Hindi po ba? In every opportunity, baka may business opportunity dyan. In every crisis. Sabi nga nung iba, never let a good crisis go to waste.
Go to
It's
waste.
true. In every crisis, there are losers, there are winners. And this generation, the young men and women, the Miss and Mr. Chinatown, no? I guess they're between 20 to 25 years old. I saw them a while ago. Can you imagine 5 crises in 10 years? During Duterte's time, it depends on what side you were on. If you were pro-Duterte, you would say it's a crisis, it's a narco-politics crisis. We had a problem with drugs. If you're on the other side, you'd say it's a human rights crisis, ang daming extrajudicial killing. If you're somewhat in the middle, apareho. Problema droga, problema patayan. Before the Duterte administration ended, or
Kung wala kami problema sa patayan dahil ang namamatay dati mga adik, mga kriminal. Ayun ang problema ng patayan mga kababayan dahil patayan ng mga inosente.
in the middle, COVID-19, second crisis.
Yung
2022,
crisis talaga, COVID.
before the election, akala natin medyo yung taas ng presyo because of the Ukraine-Russia crisis was already it. Not knowing that was just a prelude to the US-Israel-Iran war now that is driving up all the prices, creating all the problems, not only inflation, logistics, etc., problems with fertilizers that we will experience in next planting season. No? But fourth is the flood control scam.
This is the greatest crisis mga kababayan, mga corruption crisis. Na ang nag-orchestrate yan, kaharap po dyan. Senator Alan, ang kaharap mong kukak.
Corruption scandal in the Philippines ever.
Ever!
If we handle it correctly, we can eliminate corruption in the country. If we don't handle it properly, we will
Wala na,
have the biggest
disgrasya.
cover-up in our history.
Yan na nga.
Number 5.
Yan na nga. Cover up.
Not more of a crisis, but a potential crisis, AI.
Ay, wala. Okay lang ng AI. Huwag kayong mabahala dyan sa AI.
AI will change everything.
Corruption
So imagine
talaga.
in 10 years, 2016 to 2026, our young people, your children, have faced this. So in one sense, bugbog sila. On the other sense, they're probably more prepared for the future than we are. So today, as we celebrate 128 years of independence, and as I fight for the independence of the Senate, we also celebrate our friendship with China. Just like the Filipino-Chinese, marami kayong struggle sa kalye. You are not where you are today because you did not struggle. You are here today with such a big event with the top
Hoy, pati sila, apektado yan sa mga kababayan, corruption ngayon. Ang negosyo ng Pilipinas, pumangit mga kababayan dahil sa corruption ng Marcos.
leaders of our country.
Tandaan
from
nyo,
different
dahil ang kanilang mga negosyo, mga imports, nakabase sa dolyar. Mahal na ang dolyar ngayon. Another disgrasya.
fields because you struggled with us, for us. Maybe we can do the same. between the countries of the Philippines and China. With the economic crisis that is here and will get worse, who will help each other? Neighbors. Neighbors. We have real problems with China in the South China Sea. But we also have real projects of friendship. When we had a problem in Marawi, China had to retool their armory or their factories for guns because we requested guns and they were not making those type of guns. They helped us during our time of need. So, it's not about being pro-US or being pro-China.
Pro-Pilipino tayo eh.
It's about being pro-Philippines and saying...
At kabilang sa pagiging pro-Pilipino mga kababayan, ang magandang ugnayan, hindi lang sa Amerika, kundi pati sa China. Hindi yung aawayin mo, para kang bobo niyan.
all of them should be our friends. We should not have enemies. And that is what Filipino-Chinese is about. You don't want enemies. But whether it's in business, whether it's in government, somehow enemies just come along. Believe it or not, I'm more diplomatic, but somehow trouble finds me. But I'd rather be nowhere tonight but then celebrating with you because through your achievements, each and every table here, I see there is much hope. So again, thank you for this opportunity. Mabuhay ang Filipino-Chinese.
Mabuhay! Except sa isa dyan, sama mo.
Mabuhay ang relationship ng ating mahal na bansang Pilipinas and China.
Yung, anong tawag ng mga netizens? Pangit.
Ginagamit nila, attorney, ay yung nangyari daw noong
Drilon.
May 5, 2015 kung saan nakakuha sila ng
Ano yan?
na
yung grab of power.
out of 17 na available na mga senator,
Power grabbing ng mga buwisit.
habang meron namang at least 7 na kinonsideran nila na beyond the jurisdiction sa Senado, which is, kung di ako nagkakamali, parang meron lang atang 4 ata doon na nasa abroad.
Yes, sir.
Attorney.
Oh, yes, sir.
Ay,
Ang difference po
yung
naman
kay
nung
Drilon?
Drilon decision was that, remember nandun po yung mga minority noon. Ang grupo ni, nandun ang Senate minority.
Ay, oo, present, mga kababayan.
If I'm not mistaken, present doon. There was this minority leader. At saka meron pong mga minority block doon and there were no objections made.
Walang
So, ibig
objection.
sabihin po, natuloy po. Yun siya. As long as there will be no objections on this particular situations, they could lower it down, no? At second, ang nabasa ko po doon sa journal na yon is that ang ginawa nila yung ordinary business lang proceedings. Wala naman talagang basically na pagpapalit. Talagang yung resolutions, ano yung pinag-approve nila, yung mga batas, pinagpapasan nila. So, it's a day-to-day business, no? So, it's different talaga ang situation noong 2015. And besides, the minorities nga ay nandoon and they did not submit any objections to the lowering down in order to constitute this what we call quorum. So, ibig sabihin, gusto talaga na tatakbo po yung proseso at saka yung business sa Senado. So, it's totally different po. It's totally different.
Yung
Total
ang
different.
nakikita nyo po ba rito ay yung pag-i-elect lang po ba ng pro tempore ang illegal at hindi yung pagbabakante ng posisyon?
I think everything is illegal, no?
Oh, unang-una, dahil walang quorum. Yan ang problema, mga kababayan. Yung session na yun, as good as null and void.
Including sa pro tempore, pati sa po pagbakante. Kasi nga, they were not able to get the quorum. In order to declare it vacant, they should have 13. And wala po, no? So, everything po, no? At makita po ninyo talaga, Sir Admar, that they know for a fact that illegal po ang kanilang quorum because
Illegal.
in the sense that, number one, si Erwin Tulfo still recognizes Senate President si Alan Peter Cayetano.
Oh, hindi pa sila nakapag-briefing nun eh. Later on, sabi ni Tulpok, mga kababayan, na baliktad na. Pero nasabi na niya, mga
But
kababayan.
they say the purpose of quorum
Pero si Kilay, no, na nag-tridor, sabi niya, alanganin.
open to reorganize the committees is pwede na yung 12 nila. But however, these proceedings nila ngayon, pagdating mo sa, bakit itong nangyari ngayon, pinagpipilitan nila na hindi po siya hearing, kundi meeting lang.
Meeting, Diyos ko Lord. Diyan pa lang, mga kababayan, na halata na masyado, na alam nila na illegal sila.
Ang captions ka doon sa mga hearing, meeting, hearing, tapos Senate Duribon, tingnan mo naman yung kanilang Senate na Facebook, hearing daw, magulo because, and Kiko Pakinainan was trying to explain kanina,
Kiko matching.
na hindi talagang consultative meeting ito.
Pero sa
Alright?
sa invitation nila sa mga resource
Yes.
person attorney, hearing ang ginamit
Oh,
nila.
Yes.
ang invitation, no?
Because they knew for a fact that they are afraid that possible ma-question ang ang pag-constitute nila at saka yung usurpation of authority daw. Marami nagsasabi na, but I haven't
Takot.
studied that much on
Ang maganda dun mga kababayan kung magpa-contempt sila dahil talagang illegal detention, arbitrary detention mga kababayan ang mangyayari.
usurpation. But ang maganda kasi yung presentation ni Baligod kanina, nahanga nga ako kanina eh. Sabi niya, merong rules doon, binasa siya. Ang kailangan kasi pag mag-invite ka ng mga resource person, kailangan pirmado ng chairman.
Walang
of the-
pirma.
the
Walang mga pirma, no? So
Walang
invalid.
pirma. And approved by the Senate President.
Takot sila mga kababayan dahil kapag dadating na sa korte, sasabihin nila, hindi naman namin yan pirmado eh. Tingnan
walang
nyo.
pirma. So, ibig sabihin, bakit walang ganon? No?
Hmm.
So, ibig sabihin to talaga, maybe they sent that notice, they were afraid to do that because wala talagang base.
Tapos nag-dismiss agad. Andun, pumunta ang mga Marines sa Senado. Dismiss agad sila dahil, lindol sa Mindanao kanina. Whereas, alam na nila mga kababayan na lindol talaga.
Kaya Baligod was there not really to attend and recognize the Senate Blue Ribbon hearing nila Tulfo, but
Tulfo!
actually to clarify things. But he said, yes, I'm ready. If they want me to speak, I'll speak in a consultative meeting. Kaya lang, biglang tinigil yata ng yung consultative
Dahil lindol daw.
meeting allegedly. No? Pagkatapos na si Matibag, pagkatapos
Si Matibag!
na-justify, no?
Si Matibag lang ang tapos ang ginawa nila mga kababayan, siniraan ang mga Marines. Mga kargador o ganyan, mga awol. Diyos ko Lord, it doesn't diminish the fact that naghatid sila ng pera.
I would agree with the statement of Senator Alan Peter Cayetano that it was actually a cover-up, a clear cover-up of
cover
things na
up.
talagang para ma-absuelto. No? It's not for the truth. It's just, if you notice, the Tulfos there were trying to, especially si Rafi, was trying to lead the ombudsman representative kung anong gagawin nila, kung kan kulang dito. If you will read between the lines po, no?
Obvious ang kanilang direction mga kababayan. Kasuhan ang Marines. Yan.
Basa ko yun siya, is trying to ask, what will you do kung sakali ganito? Hindi naman pwede yun. You're trying to ask questions that would somehow preempt the investigation and trying to lead the witness to say something na parang favorable po no, sa mga naapektahan sa kaso. So, kita ko talaga, it's more on, tama po, it's more on cover up. No? It's trying to
Cover up.
to
The greatest cover up of all.
to get away, no, para hindi sila skin alive with what the magnitude of
Skin
the
alive.
testimony or the statement of these 18 ex-soldiers, like ad hominem pa, kargadero, basurero, di ba?
Ad hominem, no?
They're done down, no? But the real truth is that they cannot
Kargador, basurero.
even question the fact that talagang may maleta-maleta po na pera pong pinagdadala. As I said, at sabi rin niya at Senator Alan Peter Cayetano, the statement is there. It is that the whole truth? We do not know. Until such time that you will conduct clarificatory questions kung ikaw ang affected, then you may be able to find the truth na malamang is kanilang nalalaman is hearsay lang, no? But you were not there. They were not there. So, they were not able to have that opportunity, no? Because they chose not to attend. Ang point kasi niyan is kailangan lang natin makinig, no? Although, marami po mga testimony doon ang 18 ex-soldiers that meron din silang direct personal knowledge. So, which is really very, very important also na pwede pong maging basihan para talagang meron pong kaso pong plunder. May iba naman na parang narinig nila tapos dinala dito, hindi daw pumasok, etc. But that can be the subject of corroboration. Sabi nga ni Attorney Baligod, which is correct and I agree, na naggawa siya ng statement ng mga sinumpaang salaysay na yon is only to establish na meron na pong lead na to conduct investigation. And in other things na ma-unearth during the investigation, pwede naman siyang ilagay sa isang another affidavit. No? So, I think is that they are really afraid of what happened.
Scared.
In the, testimonies. And they should be afraid also with now nahuli si Curly Discaya and saying na, okay, labo-labo na ito, lalabas ko
Si Diskaya, na rin mga kababayan, mamabuti na rin andun sa korte dahil mag-i-implicate na yan ng mga tao mga kababayan. So ano masasabi niyo dito? Post your comments below.